7 a.m, and House 2 have an early concrete truck on site to get a head start pouring the footings for their front stairs and decking.
Yeah, so today we need to pour the concrete for the footings.
Having lost the day to a public holiday, it's now all hands on deck with power tools and noise allowed.
Day 2 of landscape week, and we noticed a footing was already being poured.
Either you're superhuman or something's happened very early.
What's that?
It's 7 past 8 in the morning and you've somehow dug a footing and nearly finished pouring it in 7 minutes.
Dave had been given a tip to book the concrete for 7 a.m, and Keith wasn't impressed that it was working out of hours.
What are the hours?
What hours do we work?
8 till 5. Tools, isn't it, though? Power tools?
Construction noise. So wheelbarrows being filled, trucks coming out the front.
We're trying to look after neighbours.
Yep.
And everyone's got to start at the same time.
Keith wasn't impressed, firstly, that it was 8:08 and our concrete had been poured. And not only that, it wasn't inspected.
Now, the other thing is who's inspected all this before we've poured?
That's a good point.
Like, I've inspected the holes. Dan hasn't inspected the holes. Who's inspected them?
Has anyone?
Well, I'm not sure. I think Dave's done all the footings and stuff.
Well, these footings, they're a structural element of the build. A registered engineer, which is Dougie, he's got to come out and inspect it as well as us. That's got to take place before they can go ahead and pour. We've got a major problem.
What's that, mate?
Yep. Hasn't been inspected by anyone.
I was here with Dougie yesterday, Ken, OK, and we went through all the foundations. I've got the photos of everything, and we've taken photos of the foundations.
And the only thing is we just like to see the mesh.
Yeah.
The mesh is the spine for the concrete.
Each footing must contain 2 layers of steel mesh, one sitting on chairs 50 mil from the ground, second layer 50 mil from the surface.
How do we know the depth of this mesh?
There's only one way to find out.
Let's just start digging in there. I want to see the mesh.
Yeah, if we can't see mesh, it's got to
Can't see
come
the
out.
mesh. Just seriously, I'm not mucking around. Let's just dig that in there. Let's find the mesh.
30's there, Kev, you want to see it?
There's the mesh there.
It's got to come out. You're supposed to have 50 mil cover at the bottom, 50 mil cover at the top for the mesh. Right now, that's right in the middle
right
of
in
it.
this middle of the footing.
So it's not to the detail we want. Typical landscapers, they never get inspections. As carpenters and builders, we have a lot of inspections we've got to adhere to. And we get details done by engineers that has to be built that way. It's simple as that. Hey, boys, this is going to have to come out. That's the rules of the industry. And right now, the landscapers aren't adhering to those rules, so they've got to rip up the concrete, get their mesh in the right spot, and then it'll get inspected properly.
Keith wasn't happy with that. Dig out all the concrete they put in, mate.
Hey, Keithy, that pipe needs to be lagged too.
Yep. Little lag around that
No
pipe.
lagging on that pipe. Yep. Need lagging on that.
PVC pipes need to be lagged with a foam covering, so when the concrete or the pipes expand and contract, it doesn't damage them.
We've uncovered that the mesh wasn't in the right spot. We've also uncovered that the pipe wasn't lagged.
OK.
This is why we have inspections.
Right.
OK?
OK.
Again, George, this is why inspections are important. Someone's dug this trench out, put a hole right near our storm water. What's going to happen when this fills up with water? Water's going to spread through under this footing, making the garden bed move up and down. Or worse, seep into under these stumps.
Everyone wasn't too happy about that.
That's why we have inspections.
Everyone wasn't too happy about that, but actually Marty he's on site. He does all the concrete right. He's actually a real gentleman.
Done, yeah.
He didn't whinge either, and he's just like, mate, da-da-da-da-da, do this, bang. And we got it fixed.
So finally, after 2 hours spent digging out and relaying steel, Keith finally signs off on the footings.
You happy if we get that last bit out?
Yep.
OK.
Yep.
So it set us back a lot, because if we had had that right, we would have well and truly been ahead of the game.
Can't break me, mate.